Merit Award winner. This is Western Mass News.
Parents in Longmeadow reacting tonight after they received a letter from the superintendent about anti-Semitic graffiti found written in a middle school bathroom. Thanks for joining us, everyone. For Western Mass News at 6, I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Reagan Locree now joins us live in Longmeadow with the story. Reagan.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. We're told by authorities that an anti-Semitic remark was written outside of a boys' bathroom stall in large letters. And now we did receive a statement from the superintendent of Longmeadow Schools that reads, in part, certainly, anti-Semitism, like all forms of racism, bias, hate, and discrimination, is not tolerated, is not consistent with the policies or values of Longmeadow Public Schools, and it is not aligned with the Williams Middle School Charter to be welcoming and affirming community that celebrates all. When we were here during school dismissal this afternoon, we spoke with family members of students who told us incidents like these worry them. The Longmeadow Police Department tells us they are currently investigating the situation, and as with any incident involving hate crimes and anti-Semitism, they are devoting all available resources to gather relevant information to identify and hold the responsible individuals accountable. Now, anyone with information is asked to contact the Longmeadow Police Department. Reporting live in Longmeadow, Reagan Locree for Western Mass News.